5 Roblox Bedwars tips and tricks that'll change how you play Bedwars forever. These tips will briefly go over things like comboing, clicking faster, and even taking less knockback in Roblox Bedwars. So for tip number 1, this might be obvious, but some people just don't understand it. There is 2 kinds of maps in Roblox Bedwars. Maps that you can side rush on, and maps where you have to forward rush on. That might not make any sense, but allow me to explain. Here's an example of a map where you can side rush. This is when it's easier to side rush, it takes a lot less blocks to side rush, and 9 times out of 10, your opponent will also side rush you on these kinds of maps. And secondly, as you guessed, is forward rushing. These are maps where it's easier to forward rush and not easier to side rush. Side rushing usually takes double the amount of blocks, and again, 9 times out of 10, your opponent is also gonna be forward rushing you. Tip number 2 is to keep your momentum. Simply just don't stop moving. I've seen a lot of people actually just standing in place, trading hits with their opponents, and what you're doing here is basically giving your opponent and you a 50-50 chance of winning the fight. This, for obvious reasons, is not a good idea. You want to get as much momentum as you can. And well, for your opponent, you want to make them lose as much momentum as they can. This can simply be done by placing blocks and sort of block trapping your opponent from reaching you. This is gonna slow them down and confuse them, and this is when you strike in and get your first kill. But whoa. Sure, you want to keep moving around, but you don't ever want to fall off the map. Tip number 3, don't go too close to the void. The void is your biggest enemy, not your opponent, not lag, and not your ping. Enough knockback can just knock you straight into the void, so you want to avoid, and I mean this, avoid being next to the void. This could simply mean being in a high place next to the void where your enemy can simply just knock you off, or even fighting on bridges. Just avoid fighting on bridges. Okay, Serial, I'm now away from the void, but I can't knock my enemy into the void. They just keep knocking me back into this wall. Tip number 4, learn to do combos. Now I know learning combos is not the easiest thing ever, but being able to do combos in Roblox Bedwars is gonna give you an advantage over your opponents no matter what. I've already made a video on how to do combos, so I won't really go into it, but if you guys are interested in watching the video, I will link it at the end of this video. Tip number 5, simply don't play in first person mode when you're in close combat. First person mode basically just limits your vision. You can't see behind you, you can't see on your right, you can't see on your left. All you can see is ahead of you, and that is extremely bad in Roblox Bedwars. Check out this playlist where I talk about how you can aim better, click faster, and even do better combos in Roblox Bedwars, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.